Hello and welcome to the International Pentagon Challenge. My name is Kyanite and together we'll be embarking on a very special Football Manager journey where we'll aim to try and win every major international competition in all 5 continents, forcing our hand to play with hundreds of different types of players and most importantly hopefully create loads of awesome different types of tactics along the way. Once that's complete, only then are we allowed to set our sights on the biggest of all goals, the FIFA World Cup. How many nations will we have to manage until we work our way to the top? How many dodgy names will we have to pronounce along the way? So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hopefully we're going to have a lot of fun along the way. Alright, hello everyone, welcome to episode 69 of the International Pentagon Challenge, AFCON Cup of Nations 2031 quarter final. We had a pre-season match against Mali, just before coming into this tournament. They are the defending champions, so a lot at stake for them not to lose. And we lost 2-1 despite dominating the game. And one of the main reasons why I didn't want to face them is because this narrow 4-3-3 this year is very difficult to contain. Your defenders honestly really struggle against it. But we're obviously going to try and make some tweaks ourselves. And I've just realised that I forgot to swap out our left back for Siam. Oh well. So tactically, what are we looking to do? Yusuf comes on instead of Islam Sabir because I think it's going to be really important for us to move these two forwards, which I will do, for them to basically press these wing backs back. Most of the Malian goals are going to come through trying to utilise Bagayoko dropping deep and utilising, his height and whatnot and strength. He scored 2 goals against us in the pre-season friendly we had against him, and I feel like if we can stop the service from the wide areas towards the front 3, then individually if we play a short passing game we should be able to retain most of the possession, and these guys won't really get too much of a sniff in that case. And that's really the game plan. It's more a case of if we can retain possession, if we can keep the ball, our chances will come and take advantage of the wide areas. These 3 will not track back. I am wary though that so far this tournament we have looked very vulnerable in terms of getting counter-attacked ourselves, so we are going to go for more of a standard approach like we did in the previous round. So team instruction wise, we're not overcomplicating kind of our defensive line, leaving everything the same, but we're playing fairly wide, just try and take advantage obviously of how narrow they're naturally going to be. We're going to make some small tweaks to these guys to mark tighter, tackle harder, and actually I'm going to take a gamble this early on and tell them to man mark the opposition wing backs. So obviously man marking doesn't work brilliant in Football Manager, like the concept is a bit flawed, but I think I want to start them off going tight onto those fullbacks, those wing backs rather. When they bomb forward they'll naturally cover the wide areas as they track back as well. As far as our own wing backs are concerned, they can both drop back onto support and we can go from there. I am kind of contemplating maybe Said being more of a complete forward, help us retain possession, but we also have both of these on standard. So 15 minutes in, I just want to see how we go with this approach where we only really have the striker on attack, where our main aim is to retain possession, and see whether it seems like Mali's direct game is causing us problems. Opposition instruction wise, I mean, you can see my notes here. I'm not going to hold them up to the camera, but when we played them in pre-season after that game, my notes literally said kill Bagayoko, so that is literally what I'm going to be looking to do. So we're always going to look to, well, we're going to basically look to make his life absolute hell, because Bagayoko is a player and a half for them. It is that simple. So, yeah. That is going to be it in terms of opposition instructions. Let's play the game. Here we go then, lads walking out, singing national anthems and all that jazz, and it's time, I think, if you ask me, for a bit of revenge. Now, obviously, a bit of an interesting one with Yusuf, the young Liverpool winger, starting ahead of Islam Sabir, but with how narrow Mali are playing, I feel like we'd benefit more from more of a natural winger who's looking to really be very direct and bomb into the spaces with a lot of energy to kind of close down the Malian wing backs. Oh, this is lovely. We've got to score from this. It has to be onside because he was in our own half. Oh, he's put it over the bar. But yeah, I feel like going for that more natural winger option is what we want tactically at the moment. And, you know, hopefully he looks to stake a claim to seriously become Alder Ramsey's number 2. If not, our number 1. Because Alder Ramsey is now 30 years old, believe it or not. It seems like he was just a kid when we first took over. But yeah, here we go. Said shoots, but it's a good save from Bertha. Bertha, however you pronounce it. It's like a budget Barthez, really. Oh no. Oh no. You see, this is what we've got to be careful of. This is what we've got to be careful of. And Bagayako now is in on goal, and that's a good tackle. I mean, that's what we can't afford. That is what we can't afford. Giving the ball away stupidly in midfield like that. That is what we can't afford. And then Mali have the quality with 3 strikers on the pitch to really make us pay from the set pieces that they are going to get. If, you know, by the second half we've not actually grabbed a goal or we're a goal down, it might be worth seriously going 4-2-2-2 with 2 holding defensive midfielders to protect the back 4 and with 2 strikers that can just keep the pressure on those 2 centre-backs because of how far up their wing-backs are pushing. And basically play them at their own game by looking to transition really, really, really quickly. So they've got that triangle in the middle of the park, but they lose the ball. And that's a really good tackle from Abdul Rauf. I'm not sure if Said has the pace to take on his fullback. Said with the header. No, needs to finish and scores. Gets in. Ahmed El Sayed with the assist. And Hussein Said. It looked like it was going to be a really good save from Berta, but he managed to basically take advantage of the cock-up that their goalkeeper did. And here we go. We've got the lead. This is good. This is what we wanted. We want to get revenge for what happened in pre-season. And hopefully, we can be even more goals up by half-time. Yusuf, poor cross. But at least, you know, he's causing problems down that wing, which is what we want. So Ramadan finds us Sayed. And again, we love leaving only 2 centre-backs back from the bloody throw-ins we get sometimes. I've tried changing the bloody... Oh, what a goal! Goal! I've tried changing the settings to no avail, but it doesn't matter because as a commentator says, Mali are sinking without a trace. And this is where we need to consider making, you know, some switches here and there. So I think I'm going to just bring him back a little bit, just try and solidify things. Is there anything we can do here? We can remove the creative freedoms. I don't feel like we need that much freedom, or say, because the more freedom you give players, the more risks they're taking, right? I don't feel we need that so far. As things currently stand, but well, while we've been the better team, I don't feel like we've been that good. I don't feel like we really merit to be 3-0 up, but you can see what we've done by pushing the wingers forward and just really aiming to get the ball forwards to them, because if we can starve the Mali front 3, and this is kind of what I learned from playing against them in pre-season, if we can starve the front 3 from service, from crosses, from opportunities, where they can, because they come really narrow in the box when the crosses come in, and there's just too many strikers for us to deal with their qualities. If we can starve them, if we can starve them the service by pushing those wing backs back, by dominating possession in the midfield with a short passing game, then, you know, we can score goals and stop them, most importantly, scoring goals. And that's exactly what we've done. Oh, God. Oh, what a save. I mean, I don't think that's a good save, really. I think that's more of an absolute howler from their striker. But yeah, whilst Farouk isn't the first name on the team sheet as far as left-back is concerned, he's certainly put in a good shift so far today. They are very good in the air as well, Mali, which is why we've opted to play with this more kind of possession-orientated game. So far, it's working quite well. Yusuf now running at his opponent. Oh! Well, I'm not sure whether that was a failed cross, because his crossing has been a bit dodgy so far, based off of what we've seen from him. But can we make it 3? We can't. But it won as a corner. We weren't able to do much with it, like most of our corners. But this is lovely now. This is lovely. We've got a 2-0 lead, and you know we need to make sure we do not bottle this. So Sayed Yusuf lost a lot of possession, struggled to make inroads into attacking areas from the left. We've got to make sure the lads stay focused. Hussein Said doesn't like it again, but to be fair, I don't really care. So in terms of what we're going to potentially change here, I'm actually going to bring on Hamdi to play as a winger out on the left, because he is left-footed. He's not good at crossing, but let's just play him there and see what he can do. As the game progresses, yes, Said's got 2 goals, I believe. Has he got 2 goals? Yeah, so he's got 2 goals, but we need to keep him fresh if, like, by the 75th minute we're still 2-0 up, for example. So we can then make... Where's my substitution gone? We can then swap them 2 around and bring on Islam Sabir to play on this left-hand side. Other than that, we just got to keep an eye on energy levels. There's no need to really bring on Siam yet, because we've already made 1 substitution. And, yeah, we'll stick to that. So Yusuf comes off, and, you know, hopefully that is understandable given what we've seen so far. And this is what I'm talking about with the man marking. Like, they rely so much on switching play like this that hopefully El Sayed now just, you know, tracks him and keeps him quiet. That way we can kind of maintain having a lot of players centrally and dealing with their central players and not having anyone out wide kind of disappear. Because now we match their 3 in midfield here, and we always have a 4 versus 3 here. It's just a shame that the AI really doesn't deal well with kind of 3 strikers. You can see the movement on and off, you know what I mean? And when the direct... That's offside, but when the direct... That's offside, hello, linesman. Yeah, when the direct ball goes like that, there's just so much space for Mali to really run into. There's only so much you can do as the manager on the bench. We can't just keep dropping deeper and deeper and deeper. You know, you have to draw the line somewhere. So they've taken Sayale off and brought on a defensive midfielder. I think they actually did that in our preseason game. It's just a defensive midfielder who can also play fullback. I did think that was a bit confusing at the time, but there we go. We force another corner kick, and can we just, you know, put the icing on the cake here with a Mohamed Kamal header at the front post. I'm really glad that he scored at least 1 goal so far at the finals, because it just goes to show that my decision to ask him to unretire was a good one. So it says Ahmed El Sayed is being drawn away from his man-marking instructions. I'm intrigued who he's man-marking, whether it's the wrong person. Oh, he's man-marking the left defender, which is exactly what we wanted. This is what I'm talking about now. So Said's on 71%, and while I wasn't expecting him to be on 71% so soon, I think it's a good opportunity for Hamdi to come on and play as a complete forward on support to help us kind of retain ball possession. Islam Sabir can now come on, play as an inside forward on support. Hopefully he's, still pressuring their right defender. And there we go. Fresh legs on. New striker up top. And, hopefully that can see us not just dominate the game, but dominate possession as well. And crawl over the line with a comfortable victory. The problem with this now is, you know, you concede 1 goal, it's 2-1, and all of a sudden the momentum's back in favour of Mali and anything can happen. And this could be the goal if we're not too careful on the counter-attack. Haidara is going to try and cross the ball in, but we give Mali a corner. Like, I don't know, it's really frustrating that, you know, nothing I can do can prevent this. So, like, I've got a defensive midfielder. It doesn't need to be that close to the guy taking the bloody throw-in. They can turn into a back 3. Make sure that we at least outnumber them. You know what I mean? Like, Football Manager can be so frustrating with things like that sometimes. There we go, then. Let's get it to one of the lads on the edge of the box. Ramadan shoots, and, well, it hits Khalifa, who's offside. So we can make 1 more sub with about 15 minutes to go. Some fresh legs, I think. And I think, these lads are a bit cream crackered, aren't they? They've had such a good game. It just doesn't maybe feel like the right thing to do. I'm not sure I really trust Mustafa Said at the moment. But at the same time, I don't want him knackered for the next round. So I think I'm going to take the gamble. Khalifa's going to come off. I'm just going to play Adil Kamal as more of an anchor man, just so he kind of sits a little bit deeper. I've just actually got a notification for that episode a few episodes ago where my camera stopped working and it was just basically me in the bottom right corner or bottom left corner just stuck. And the comment was, "Are you a ventriloquist or something?" That's a good comment. It made me chuckle. Good comment, that. Right, okay. Bagayoko shoots and Bagayoko scores. Oh, God. Thank God that was offside. I'm not quite sure what the goalkeeper was doing and kind of let him nutmegged himself. But here we go. El Sayed is just, you know, he's on a bit of a journey. Oh, God, no, boys, no. Right, okay. We need to make some changes here. I think we'd maybe benefit from sitting a little bit narrower. It should just make passing to each other a little bit easier and reduce the probability for error. But this is a good chance here. We win a corner, and now we can go in and make the change for ourselves. So we'll go narrow, tell the lads to be a bit more disciplined. And I think given that we made that change in the heart of defence, I don't really mind going a little bit deeper. And I'm going to tell the lads not to bother pass into space and to dribble less. Oh, Abderraouf hit the bar apparently. Okay. That should hopefully just reduce the number of kind of ambitious passing attempts that we do. Tell the lads to tighten up as well. Thankfully, that wasn't a penalty and it wasn't Farouk that gave it away. Otherwise, I'd regret not bringing on Siam. And a 2-0 win here would honestly be great. And once again, you know, Hussein Said has really, really been the difference maker for us, which he has been all tournament. Credit where it's due to him. He didn't show up at the last African Cup of Nations, and, you know, I was contemplating what on earth the Stoke manager was really feeding him at their training ground, because he wasn't himself, basically. But this tournament, I wouldn't say he's been himself either. I'd say he's been some kind of Megazord version of himself, because he's been unbelievable up front. Unbelievable. So, 3 minutes or so to go. I'm not quite sure how much extra time we will have. It's always hard to kind of gauge it with highlights. 3 minutes of injury time, and in a blink of an eye, with Mali going direct, hoofing balls forwards, Bagayoko probably getting a consolation goal. See, I'm still paranoid of Bagayoko. The referee blows the full-time whistle, and there we go. So, Paul McMillan from WorldSoccer.com reckoned it was going to go down to penalties. I'm not sure if this means we've got suspensions now. I don't think I recall Mohamed Shouti or Mohamed Abderraouf being on yellow cards. Abderraouf more likely because he's a defender, but I don't think he was on a yellow card. So I'm going to calmly tell the lads it was a good performance. Don't let it get to their heads, and some of them don't like it. Okay, unsurprisingly, it's those kind of bigger players that don't like it. I'm going to try and make amends. So I'm going to kind of tell Hussein Said he played really well and deserved a breather. And he seems confused. Okay, I'm going to leave it there before I ruin things further. So here we go. 2-0 win. 2-0 win, guys, against Mali. And the question now is, who does that mean we end up playing? So, it's either Ghana or Morocco, and it is, of course, the African Cup of Nations semi-final. Now, when we went out against Tunisia last time round, it was in the quarter-final where we lost, obviously, 6-3 after being 3-0 down and pulling off the comeback and then just getting completely wrecked in extra time. So we've already, you know, made it into the semi-final, one round further than we did last time, and we've not conceded, really. Well, actually, we have conceded goals, so I'm not going to say we're not conceding, but we're scoring goals, which is really the good news. Out of who I think will win between Ghana and Morocco, I've got a funny feeling it's going to be Ghana, so let's find out. Right then, so we get Morocco. It's, you know, another Arab African team, which means it's a bogey team. I mean, I clicked on them, went to tactics, and they're playing this narrow 4-3-3 as well. Oh, every other team plays this in Africa. We need to finally defeat Africa, but on the bright side, we obviously at least have Adel Ramsey back to, you know, bomb into them spaces that will hopefully be left vacated by the overlapping wing backs. And another positive note as well is that, oops, hello, goodbye, where are we? We beat Morocco 2-1 in the build-up to the tournament, and Adel Ramsey got 2 assists, so, you know, well done, Adil. That's what we wanted, and as we can see, they were playing their favourite 4-3-3 narrow overpowered formation, but hey, look, you know, we've just beat Mali 2-0, who did the same thing. We've just got to believe, right? I think we're a better team than Morocco, but the only issue is with knockout tournaments on the day, honest to God, anything can happen. So whilst we're here, I want us to take a look at some of the other matches, just to see in general what happened. Real Madrid's Paulinho signs a new deal. That's interesting. I'm pretty sure it's not the Paulinho we're thinking about. Unless he's done a Luis Figo. If he has, fair play to him. Okay, here we go. So let's take a look at the overview. Right, okay, so we're still waiting on South Africa versus Ivory Coast to play. Nigeria beat Tunisia, which means Tunisia have been knocked out. That's our major bogey team gone. And, yeah, Nigeria only managed to knock them out on penalties. South Africa, even though we beat them early on, finally have gotten knocked out in the quarterfinals. They've done well, to be fair, to finish third in the group and still qualify and get this far. And it was a Bile, if anyone knows the Ile reference. Mustafa Bile, who got that goal for them. So here we go. Cup of Nations semi-finals. Egypt, Morocco, Nigeria, Ivory Coast. Now, these are derbies if you've ever seen them. Egypt and Morocco, the two kind of major Arab footballing nations, African Arab footballing nations, and Nigeria, Ivory Coast, two of probably the strongest African teams, really. And, you know, I would have probably said Ghana would be up there in terms of being one of the strongest African teams, but they obviously got knocked out by Morocco. It honestly feels to me like right now we have one hand on the trophy. I don't want to jinx it, but we beat Morocco in the build-up to the tournament, and we lost to Mali, and we've just beat Mali. And with how we've been playing so far at the tournament, it just, I don't know, it just seems like we've got a fire in our bellies that we didn't have last time round. And I just feel like if we can get into the final, then we'll see ourselves over the line somehow. But first, we need to get past Morocco's overpowered 4-3-3 narrowed formation. But if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Is this man right here, Hussein Saeed? I don't even know his name. Bloody hell. You'd think after how many years have I been Egypt manager? I've been manager since 2027. 4 years as Egypt manager. You'd think that by now I would have known his name. But there we go. Anjun Sok is apparently my best friend, who's currently the North Korea manager. I'm not quite sure who he is and why he likes me. You can see how my stats have developed over the years. We're still on like just under 3 stars reputation, but obviously winning the African Cup of Nations would do us a world of good. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm really looking forward to the next episode. So I guess I'm just going to have to see you there. Thanks for watching.